Fala aí, pessoal do canal, finalmente estou aqui, consegui normalizar o som do canal, quem acompanhou, né? Agradeço o apoio da galera que sempre tá sendo otimista, apoiando o canal, ajudando a gente, tá bom? Ao mesmo tempo tem aquelas pessoas que rogam praga, né? As pessoas que desejam mais que o canal não consiga reverter o problema, mas felizmente revertemos o problema. Creio que está um som com um pouco mais de qualidade, voltando às origens nossas. E mais pra frente eu vou pensar o que eu faço quando eu for modernizar oficialmente o som do canal. Tentando acabar esse jogo aqui antes de chegar esse carinha aqui. Que se eu tivesse o Play Pro, eu gravaria a gameplay dele no Play Pro. Mas como eu tô com a versão PC desse cara, eu vou jogar no PC, que a gente sabe que apesar do pesadão que ela é, esses jogos são, mas a gente consegue uma qualidade muito melhor no PC pra fazer uma captura. Eu quero fazer gameplay completo também desse carinha aqui. Então tem que procurar já um amigo já pra presentear já esse Final Fantasy aqui em breve. Mas estamos chegando nos últimos momentos aqui, hein? Desde que eu passei a usar a nitidez do Fidelity FX Resolution, ficou muito bom esse jogo. A imagem está muito agradável. As duas últimas gameplays, a última e essa, você vai observar que a imagem está muito mais bacana, cara. Depois eu vou até fazer um vídeo comparativo com o Fidelity FX Resolution, usando a nitidez dele e sem a nitidez dele. Achei incrível. Valorizou muito a qualidade do jogo, muito mesmo. E é um jogo pesado. Tem umas quedas assim consideráveis, mas nada que deixe o jogo injogável. Ele não fica injogável, tá? Segue a gameplay, não vou atrapalhar aqui não. Vamos que vamos.
But to the best of my knowledge, none provide any hint as to their true nature. That they would prove the horns of some slumbering demon. Well,
the Dominion's demise was at least quick. Elsewhere, the Republican army cannot hope to contain the chaos engulfing Randalar. Canberra is in flames, and the Empire.
Our allies are crying out for answers. I've sent the curse breakers to give them what assurances we can, but right now that amounts to fuck all.
They wouldn't be able to stop what the skies have started in any case. People here and across the realm grow sicker with every passing day.
Could it be that this new mother crystal is like the others? That it draws upon the land's ether? It certainly looked that way from stone here.
If that were true, it would explain the hastening spread of the blight since the crystal's appearance. Would it not?
And as the land's ether slowly rises to the surface, it pools, corrupting all who cannot channel its energies. Archay above, ether floods below, and in the middle, here we languish, hopelessly entrapped.
It's all right. When we faced him at Stone here, Ultima told us his true power quickens in the halls of origin. Needless to say, we cannot allow that to continue. If we are to stop him, we will have to find a way into the crystal.
How are we gonna manage that then? It's up in the sky. And fast as she is, the Enterprise can't fly.
it's a lot to take in, and I reckon we'd all benefit from some time to clear our heads. The answer will come to us. Don't you worry. Ain't that right, Clive?
Right. That's right.
Well, go on then. Bugger off. Same goes for you, Clive. You won't solve anything like this. Trust me. Go and get some fresh air, eh?
Thank you. Joshua seemed upset.
To what do I owe the honor? What do you want? And?
Ultima may have created us, but he doesn't make us who we are. Only we can do that. And if he would have us fight for our survival, so be it. It's what we've been doing all along.
Much like Ultima himself, it would seem. His new world being naught but a means to survive. And so, we must contend to decide which of us shall inherit the land. Should Ultima prevail, it will mean death for us all. Of that, we can be certain. But even should he fail, what world awaits us? A withered, godless place, where our newfound freedom will most like prove a chain in itself.
Well, that may be. But a chain can always be broken. As long as one has the will to break it. It won't be easy. It may take generations. Centuries of suffering. And that is if everyone plays their part. But it will happen. And when it does, it will be on our terms. That is the world that awaits us.
Indeed. And what better world could one wish for?
But first, we have to reach that crystal.
Then it's a good thing I have wings.
You can barely stand, let alone fly. And only the Founder knows what horrors await in those skies. You certain about this?
Am I certain? I am the Phoenix. I will do what I must. This is our fight. Remember?
All right. I yield. But only what you must, yes? I'm still your sworn shield.
That you are.
And what of my wings? Lest you forget, you go to stand against a god. I would not have you succumb to fatigue before the fight begins. Ifrit, your brother mentioned that some few of the dominants who had lost their power to you were still able to prime. Is that true?
It is. But their icons no longer submitted to their will.
Then mine will have to be stronger. That you both might save your strength for the battle to come.
You don't have to do this.
If you do, there's a chance you might lose all you have left.
And what have I but regret? My life ended in the Dominion. I fear death no more.
Não sei se vale a pena ficar pegando esses poderes nessa reta final do jogo, porque às vezes você ficou durante o jogo upando certos poderes, né? E de repente acabou de chegar um, às vésperas do final só vai valer se o poder de fato, né? E alguns poderes que chegaram aqui na reta final do jogo que eu achei maneiro pra caramba. E alguns que eu herdei aqui, né? Mas tem que balancear quais poderes eu vou ficar carregando aqui, né? É muito bonito o gráfico desse jogo, cara, muito bonito. Que jogo incrível. Depois eu vou jogar esse jogo de novo sem gravar, sozinho, só pra curtir a história, sem a pressa de estar capturando, essa série de detalhes que a gente precisa ficar atento na hora de jogar quando a gente tá gravando a gameplay. Muito bom.
He speaks like a man who knows he's not coming back. And has come to terms with that.
That doesn't mean that we have to, does it, Clive?
Time to talk to Jill. I only hope she understands.
Come to wish on a star.
That might not be such a bad idea. This is it, Jill. You know what I have to do. Why I have to do it. There's no turning back now. This is where our journey was leading us. Where it will end, for better or worse.
I could pray to Metia for you. But you'll be all right, won't you, Clive? You always are.
I did promise we'd watch the moon together.
I'll be waiting.
Fazer algumas paralelas aqui. Querendo ou não, você otimiza, né? Você otimiza um pouco. Pode ser, né, que melhore alguns itens. Vamos dar uma olhada nessas missões aqui. Essa. Que missões eu posso fazer aqui pra melhorar um pouquinho mais o jogo. Depois partir pro final.
Now feel good, boy.
Mas muitas das missões que a gente completa é o que libera os itens, assim, que nos fornece itens que melhoram armamentos, né? Que vão...
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
Do you think he was the only one who survived?
And you're just gonna fall into line? What else can I do?
I don't trust this Duke. If we're not careful, he'll undo all the Den's hard work.
Oh, Clive. What am I to do? My wards and I may soon be without her.
What's happened?
The High Cardinal has descended.
The High Cardinal?
Leader of the... Not that any of those things still...
And what does he want with Northreach?
He wants to transform it into a foundation upon which to build a new... He's already secure.
He would rob the populace to pay for it.
Believe me.
What does Captain Philippe make of this? When the town was under attack...
How? By speaking out against one of the most powerful men in Sambrec. A man whose stated aim is to revive the empire Philippe's comrades swore to serve, and to improve the soldiers' lot within it. The captain can offer them a regular supply of gruel, and an occasional trip to the Vale to help now. Any attempt to incite mutiny would cost Philippe the support of his men. If it did not, given the mood around town, mutiny may...
Who could blame them?
Would you appeal for your services to North? And unlike Philippe, well...
I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Clive.
Tell me then, where will I... in the garrison?
Overseeing the troops.
All right. Wish me luck. I may have met this Duke before, at the Remembrance Ceremony. Let's hope I didn't make a strong impression.
Halt! Oh, sorry about that. You're the dame's man, aren't you? You got some business with the captain?
No, actually. With the Duke. I was hoping I might be able to speak with him.
We're under orders not to let any civilians pass. But you should be all right. His Eminence has heard all about you and your heroics. Wait here. I'll go and ask.
And I shall see it repaid. But tell me, is it wealth that you...
Neither, Your Eminence.
Ah, you are one... Yet you needn't be. A proud fighting pride of place, in fact. But no more. For it is they who shall...
Why here, Your Eminence?
The town has been fortunate enough to escape largely which is more than can be said for Oriflamme or Twin. The Empire wants for a capital, with Caer Norvent as her citadel. Once we need only build a wall around both to create a city that would be the envy of the Twin. Plans are already underway for the construction. Soon enough, these thralls shall learn that they are no match for the might of Sanbreque.
I fear you underestimate how dangerous these creatures are, Your Eminence. Should they return in force, you will need all the people of Northreach to come together in defense of the town.
The people will do as their leaders command. If Sanbreque is to be rebuilt, she will require a functioning government. One whose authority is beyond. That is why this levy is necessary, so that any man who wishes to join the army might do so and be fed, outfitted, and yet there are those who persist in peddling the...
I suspect they're afraid of losing what little they have left.
Precisely. The common folk have little and less, and you mean to deprive them of even... You would sow the seeds of your new empire in your own salted earth.
Sabine, we have discussed this.
Yes, and I told you then how putting the empire before her citizens would lead...
Without an empire, there are no citizens.
And in yours, there will be only beggars. Is that what Griga wills for her people?
Do not take her name in vain, Sabine.
I'll come back later. A citizens' revolt. I wonder what the people really think of the Duke's plan. It wouldn't hurt to ask them, I suppose. Let's begin with those on the other side of the wall.
Was that shouting I heard from the barracks?
Could be trouble.
All right there. What is it you're after, sir?
Just your opinion, actually. I wondered what you thought of the Duke of...
Not much. It's thanks to nobles like him that we had to set up shop this side of the wall in the first place. Couldn't have the rabble getting any Now, if the dame said she wanted him run out of town...
The Dominion's all but done for. And it's lucky we stayed in.
I've been hearing a lot of talk about a certain Duke.
Nothing good, I'll wager. Going around acting like he owns the place. And with hardly a word to the dame, this is her town.
I take it you'd rather she was in charge.
As far as I'm concerned, she still is. Just need his eminence.
Sell anything today?
As much as you, I'll wager.
The garrison salvaged what they could from more,
A question, if you don't mind. What do you think of the Duke of Oriflamme?
You build a life if he thinks we'll do whatever it takes.
Well, the people seem united enough. What about the soldiers?
Missão chata, hein? Ficar juntando a opinião de até agora 3 mais 3. De pessoa em pessoa para coletar a opinião.
Excuse me, do you have a moment? I wondered if...
I mean, look around us. You can see the state the realm's in. The traders might not like having the screws put on them. I think the Duke's got a point when he says rebuilding the Empire's the best way of making... And if that means people who don't know one end of a sword from another have to make way for those who do, well, that's just how it goes.
It's not only control of the garrison he wants. We already have a leader in the Dame.
One at a time now. There's enough for everyone.
You're the one who was talking to His Eminence.
On the Dame's behalf, yes. What do you think of his plans?
I'm a soldier, mate. He tells me, well, listen, I've got nothing but respect for the Dame, but I've got a family to look after. That's where my loyalties lie. Not with the town or the Empire, but with my wife and children. If the...
Vamos ver se essa vai ser a última pessoa, né? Vamos ver se ela vai ser a última. Ih, cara, eu caí aqui. Dá uma moral no cachorro aqui, Jesus. Dá um carinho nele, dá um carinho. Dá um carinho no cachorro.
After it.
Bom garoto.
I hear the Duke of Oriflamme plans to turn this town in. Do you think that's a good idea?
It's not from... All I know is that unless the Emperor orders me otherwise, he's... Look, I want Sandbreakers...
Let's see what Philippe makes of all this.
A whole day to dry some...
Welcome back. Wraiths give you any trouble?
None worth mentioning.
Captain, do you have a moment?
For you? Certainly. Clive, wasn't it? Thank you for last time. How can I help you?
I wanted to ask you about the Duke of Oriflamme. Do you intend to go along with his plan?
But to tell you the truth, I'm in two minds. It's my sworn duty as a captain of the Imperial Army to...
Philippe, I remember you saying that you became a soldier to protect the people you loved.
That's right. I did.
Well, she doesn't agree with the Duke's orders either. She thinks...
And she's probably right. Thank you, Clive. I know what I need to do now. Protecting the people I love is what matters. Well, duty calls. Thanks again.
It seems Philippe wants to do the right thing at least. I expect Isabel will be pleased to hear that, if nothing else.
Ah, Clive. How did you fare? Were you able to speak with the Duke?
I was, but...
So Northreach is to be a fortress after all. Well, it will certainly help to hold back the thralls. There's no denying that. Though I doubt it will come as much consolation to the townspeople whose worldly goods are confiscated to pay for it. They deserve to be heard, Clive. to have a say in this new empire the Duke means to build.
Sadly, His Eminence values their obedience. I fear he sees the people as mere pawns on his chessboard to be sacrificed for the greater good. Needless to say, they themselves are of a different opinion, and would rather their destinies were in your hands. The soldiers, meanwhile, are content to follow their orders. And not just because of the Duke's rank, but because of his vision.
I thought as much. Had I sworn to protect Sanbreque, I dare say I too would want nothing more than thank you for trying. But the battle is lost.
I don't know about that. What happened to your uniform?
I handed it in, along with my resignation. Told the lads I wished them well, but that I have.
But why?
Because I realized what really matters to me. Not following some nobleman's orders for the sake of it, protecting no. I honestly don't know when those monsters will return, but I'm certain they're not finished with us yet. And when they do come back, we need to be ready for them. We need to stand together. And with you to lead us, milady, I reckon we can do it. It was you who finally convinced me, Clive. There's no point following orders if they go against everything you believe.
Indeed.
All of us, standing together. That has always been Northreach's best hope, and one which still lies within our grasp. We have only to turn our attentions to the true enemy. Thank you, Philippe, for showing me what I must do.
Anything for you, milady. Speaking of stand, I fear His Eminence...
Not at all. Be my...
Wouldn't be the first time.
Para muitas pessoas, esse excesso de missões paralelas e diálogos tornam a experiência do jogo é cansativo, a palavra certa é essa. Tem pessoas que não gostam disso. Eu, como estou gravando aqui, até conversei com vocês, se vocês achavam relevante capturar missões paralelas. Acho que eu estou conseguindo fazer 95% das missões paralelas aqui, né? Então, algumas pessoas falam que é legal. Eu acho bom fazer as missões paralelas porque você adquire itens importantes. Faz uma missão, filho? Vamos lá. Então você adquire itens importantes, por isso eu gosto de fazer. Então é por causa disso que eu tô fazendo, mas tem gente que acha que isso vai deixar a experiência do jogo ruim. É fato.
Of course. Whatever you need.
Thank you, Clive. Well, Philippe told me he had men stationed at...
Where can I find the mistress of this establishment?
Here, my lady. To whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
My name is Sabine, and it is my displeasure to be the daughter of the Duke of Oriflamme, who I understand is causing you and your town no small amount of trouble. I wish to speak to you about what might be done.
Very well. I trust you'll forgive me, Clive.
Absolutely. Our conversation can wait.
Please. Proceed.
As you know, my father is a most overbearing and supercilious man, and I join you in objecting to him. Indeed, I owe you my thanks for continuing to argue against, yet I fear he is not one to be swayed by reason. He must be made to face the consequences.
And who would make him do this?
I would. Were you to join us, we would surely have the strength.
Does that not seem a trifle?
Drastic action is precisely what is called for. Unless you are... My father would have it that citizens exist only to serve the Empire. That they should be forced, but he is wrong. It is not the people who must serve the Empire, but the Empire... He's always been like this. Scornful of the opinions of anyone he judged beneath him. But he cannot be allowed to ride...
Fight him. Respectfully, my lady. Our only chance of saving this town depends upon every one. While I understand your frustrations, I cling to the hope that he may yet be won round.
False hope, I assure you. But I see that if you will extend me the same courtesy, I bid you good day.
She certainly has spirit.
Indeed. But unfortunately for us, that spirit, which may be enough to seal the fate of this is all about her and her father.
Families.
I'm sorry, where were we? Ah, yes. I was about to tell you of Philippe's plans for the town watch. But perhaps it's better that you heard them from him. I believe he's in the market if you'd be so kind as to seek him out.
Right away.
It's just a pity I cannot join you.
Your town needs you. I need you.
The Duke would have... I saw the captain just now. He wasn't wearing his uniform.
I would speak with this Duke.
What does the Dame have to say about all this, I wonder?
So you are content to abandon the... Please, I beseech, if you were...
That's exactly what I am doing, milady. Or trying to, at least. The land...
Even when our true enemy is hiding in the garrison. Fine. Thank you so much for your help.
She cornered you too, then?
Could hardly get a word in edgeways. Like father, like daughter, eh?
She made an uninvited appearance at the Vale earlier, hoping to convince the Dame to join her in fermenting rebellion.
I bet that went well. Her ladyship's... Anyway, what brings you here?
Our mutual friend thought you might welcome some help.
Oh, she did she? Right, as always. In fact, you're just the man. We've had some reports, you see. Sightings of, you know what.
They're back.
Seems that way. All over, too. We haven't been able to confirm anything yet, but if you're willing, you could go and see what's what.
Right. Where should I look?
You know Grieger's Weep? One of the sightings places...
I'm on my way.
Thank you, Clive. I'll look into one of the other sightings.
Cara, essa é a missão paralela com mais fala que eu já vi. Rapaz, tá chato. Tipo, eu gosto do jogo, mas tá cansativo. Pode curtir, gosto do rolê que o jogo proporciona, mas... tá chato, cara, tá chato. Vamos dar um saltozinho, tem? Tem pra onde? Daqui? Vou dar salto.
Damn it. The reports were true. I need to stop them before they get to the town.
Missãozinha relax. Eles tomam própolis com limão. Quando a minha também tem um própolis com limão. Faz o bem. É ruim, mas é bom. É bom pra saúde.
Call that a test, Ultima?
Clive, it's me. Are you all right?
I am. But it seems the reports were true. I dispatched the few that I found, though.
Well, that's something, I suppose. But what were they doing south of town? They all came from the north last time. We might be able...
Do you have eyes in the north?
Some. I should probably go and have a look, though, just to be... You head back...
What do you mean?
Her ladyship's been busy working her magic on the townspeople, stirring up ill feeling towards her
What? This is I'll do what I can to calm things down. Be careful out there, all right?
Don't worry, I'm not like you. One sniff of those things and I'm running back.
Do you not see, Father? The people of Northreach have given enough, and only a fool would ask for more.
Listen to me, Sabine. Where would our people be without their country, hmm? The Empire is their sword and their shield. It is she that ensures they can live without fear. But now she teeters on the brink. Without their sword, how will the people fight? Without their shield, how will they protect their kin? Can the unarmed stand against the advancing hordes? No. But there is yet hope. A new shield, a new sword. A new empire. We can rebuild Sanbreque, just as Great Griga wills it.
Perhaps we could, Father. But we don't want to. Not if it is built on the broken backs of the people.
Please, let us not quarrel in the street. You must see that no good will come of this. Our fight is not with each other, but with the threat that draws ever closer to our gates. A threat that your sword has yet to rid us of, Your Eminence.
You will hold your tongue, whore! You may have filled my daughter's head with your heresy, but I will not be corrupted.
Corrupted? Your daughter's opinions are her own, as you would know if you had ever deigned to listen to her. At least I hope they are your opinions, and not posturing born of a family feud. Northreach deserves better than that.
Northreach deserves better than you, Carla. Yes, I know who you are. The slut of Twinside who bedded a Branded.
Jealous, are you? That a woman might choose a bearer over a pious man of Griga.
Clive! I met a swarm of thralls coming south from Oriflamme. Hundreds of them. Too many to count.
No. Work on the fortifications has scarcely begun. We will retreat to Caernarvon and there make our stand. Did you hear me? That was an order!
While this is but a heartfelt plea, let us make our stand here and protect our homes. Protect those that we love. Together, for Northreach!
Depois dessas missões paralelas, eu vou dar um pulinho no ferreiro lá pra ver se dá pra upar um pouquinho mais as armas antes de ir pra reta final, né? Porque a gente acaba adquirindo muitos itens nesses momentos, né? Que podem ajudar a melhorar o armamento. Sei lá se eu fiz as melhores escolhas nesse jogo aqui. Mas eu tô conseguindo jogar bem. Eu conheço que tem pessoas que são muito mais, né, minuciosas na evolução das suas armas, né? Procuram equipamentos, materiais.
Yes. And we'd follow her to the gates of hell. The men have their orders. And they look like I got them spaced.
Thank you, Philippe. Rest assured, the people will play their part. Should any of your men be injured?
Thank you, milady.
I'll play my part too. You still want for numbers. I only hope I can go some way to evening, Philippe. Can I?
Of course. I'll lead a party down that way. What about you?
I'll make my way up the road to Orif. I fought a few of these.
All right. But take care.
Thank you.
You can thank us when it's over.
Till then, madame.
Merciful Creek. Wherefore would you foresee?
This is more like it. Come on then. Test me. Is it over? No. It's only just begun. I wonder how the others fared. Better hurry back to town. Come on, Toggle.
Clive, it's good to see you.
And you. The road to Oriflamme is clear. How did you and your men fare?
Well, we ended up fighting for our lives down by the...
Glad to hear it.
Well, I thank you both for answering the call.
You were right. And I was wrong. I had thought that without a strong, they would drift apart. But you, not by force, nor by the exercise of goddess-given authority, but by simply...
Our purpose was ever the same, Your Eminence. You were merely distracted by a loftier vision of empire and glory.
As is I forgot.
I'm sorry. I should never have taken things so far.
Parece que essa missão finalmente está chegando ao fim. Tive que agilizar um pouco as falas, tá falando não. Blá blá, acaba ficando entediante até pra quem assiste.
Safety, security, prosperity, and we may yet achieve. Will you join us?
Yes. We shall.
Thank you, Your Eminence. Now that and today there are more than ever before.
Madam Isabel is...
You're right.
Forgive me for saying so, milady, but you still do. The dame said it herself, and that goes for you, too. You're one of us now.
Well,
since there's nothing more to be done here, I should see if Isabel needs any help moving the wounded.
Can we get you anything?
There's no need to worry any longer.
I saw several soldiers being carried to the Vale.
I'd be happy to man one end of a stretcher if it would help. Don't mention it.
Oh, but I must. After all you've done for this town, it is the very...
Tell me, if Northreach had fallen, what would you have done? A woman of your means could find a home anywhere in the realm, but I sense you would rather have died here. For you, madame, I have all the time in the world.
Very well. Long ago, I had a life in the crystalline dominion. I was so sought after was I that it was only they who could afford my time. Alas, those halcyon days were not to laugh, and naive as I was, I fell in love with a bearer. He was my master's guard, the gentlest man. After they discovered us together, he was whipped bloody and forbidden from ever looking at me again, and so we fled. Not that we had anywhere to flee to. We wandered, aimless and starving, until we found ourselves here, in Northreach. It was the Vale that took us in, that fed us, clothed us, and healed our hurts. Those that could be healed at least.
Não querendo ser uma pessoa chata, tem um bugzinho ali na árvore esquerda. Esse é o chato de ser crítico de jogo. A árvore aqui à esquerda deu uns migué aqui enquanto subia a câmera.
But at least we were able to share a few moments of peace. It was the greatest gift I have ever received. But the generosity of this town and her people did not. The men and women of the Vale supported me through my grief, shared in it, though I was still a stranger to them. They treated me, and so I swore that I would return, that I would repay my...
Thank you, Isabel, for sharing this with me.
You're a lot like him, you know. Perhaps that is why I have such a soft spot for you. Never stop fighting, Clive. And I shan't either. I know that it will not be easy to keep Northreach together. The people, the soldiers, even the Duke, all united in defense of this town. And what of you? Can we count on your support too?
Always.
Finalmente. Oh. Isso. Missão, hein? Se olhar no mapa aqui, vamos lá. Tem a missão final de ir pra lá. Tem algumas por aqui. Tem mais uma só? Tipo, cristal, diamante. Lá pro... Teoricamente, parte do final. Não sei se é o final do jogo ou não. Eu não sei, eu não tenho noção do tamanho desse jogo.
Ah, Clive, I was just about to send for you. I'd like you to seeds for planting. Thought it was about time they start. I'll keep providing them with whatever they need. But if Eastpool's going to survive, it's as of those poor bearers. They've lived their whole lives in servitude, but now they're their own master. Small wonder. And if you're wondering why you, well, Sir Wade's putting a brave face on.
All right.
Thanks. Wouldn't ask if I didn't have to. There. That should be enough to keep them in Gazal Greens for a few years at least.
Gazal Greens.
Not the most mouth-watering crop, I'll admit. But they're hot. Better that and chocobos ain't exact.
I'll take your word for it.
Anyway, I'll go up there and show him myself.
I'm sure you will.
Torcendo pra ser uma missãozinha simples, né? A torcida aqui pra ser uma missão de boa. Às vezes a gente não se liga que dá pra fazer um transporte rápido, né? Aí ele volta tempão.
Ah, Lord Rossfield. What brings you to Eastpool?
A delivery from Martha.
These are Gazal green seeds. Martha's keen to cut the apron strings then, is she? I jest, of course. You see, I had thought we might be able to revive the old wheat fields, but they'd
Martha was hoping you might be able to show the bearers how to plant and tend these, so that they'll be able...
That's not a bad idea. These bearers had... They know... Unless we teach them how to live, not that myself and... It's about time we all start. Unfortunately, we've been a little too busy of late to focus on much besides bolstering our defenses. There have been alarming reports of...
The Horde is closing in. They're coming, Sir Wade, all of them.
Time it all. I thought we'd have more time. Gather the men in the square. Send to the rest for
Yes, Sir Wade.
The Horde.
A Kashek, a veritable legion of them. They've been... We don't have the numbers to hold back.
Now you're out of time. What if you could call on reinforcements?
You mean the bear?
So wait. You said you lack... They may not be...
You're right, my lord. I will appeal to them. My friends, I humbly beg your aid. We Guardians are few and our enemies many. But I swear we can defeat them with you at our side.
You would send us to the slaughter, to serve as bait for those fiends so that you and your men might be spared. And to think we trusted you. Say what you will, a home is not worth dying for.
But it is worth fighting for. Sir Wade fights to give you lot a chance. Just like I do. Just like Sid does. We all wanted to give you a home where you could be free. And you got one, didn't you? This place, Eastpool. This is your village, your home. And if you don't fight to protect what's yours, you'll lose it. You know I'm right. This world wants to take everything from you. Everything. Your homes, your freedom, your very lives. So then, are you going to stand by and let that happen to you? Are you going to accept fate like good little Bran did and die, having never stood up for yourselves? Or will you fight like free men and women?
What are you doing?
All right. Give me a sword. I never dreamt I'd have a home of my own. And now that I have, I don't want to lose it. I will protect what's mine, or die trying.
We all will. Free men and women, fighting together. For Eastpool! For Eastpool! Thank you, Martha.
Don't mention it. Just promise me one thing. That you'll show them how freeborn fight.
Gladly.
Well, if it was numbers you were lacking, you certainly won't be now.
Thanks to you.
Me? Oh, I just love the sound of my own voice.
Lord Rossfield, my lady, we're ready.
So what's the plan of action?
We'll divide our forces into several small detachments, each made up of guardians, bearers, and guards from the rest.
You're going to look.
I am. We will have neither the time nor the result.
Essa missão também não é pequena, só porque tô na reta final do jogo, fazer as paralelas tá estressando, Acabar com esse vídeo vai ficar só com paralela. Eu tô reduzindo os vídeos pra 1h30, 1h40, gostava de fazer 2 horas e pouco. Porque o YouTube, cara, ele só aceita arquivo até 256 GB. E às vezes quando eu gravo em alta definição, com muita qualidade, os arquivos estão chegando a 300 GB. Então eu tenho que cair pra hora e pouca, menos de 2 horas, senão fica difícil.
We've no time to argue, my lord. I'll do as you ask.
And I will do.
Suppose we'd better do our bit too then, eh?
Right you are, Martha.
The calm before the storm. And here it comes. Not let this village fall. Looks like that's the last of them.
Lord Rossfield, change of plan.
What is it?
Owl from the rest, and a cat.
Well, the better half of her guard is. So wait.
Hard to say. I could.
No. You stay here. I'll go after the Curl. Join me only when...
If you're sure, my lord. May the founder...
Next one's mine. I might not know.
There it is. With me, Toggle. You're finished. All right. Back to Eastpool.
Lord Rossfield, the Curl, is it?
It's dead.
Thank we were. I have guardian. I hesitate.
I think it might.
We say. Thank you.
No, you brought us.
We never had, but now we.
Forgive her, but there's no. We're free. We have to. And we shall. This is our home. They'll have a.
Come on.
This village isn't gonna.
They're not slaves anymore.
No. Your father took pity, and I believe
you might be right.
I shall remain. After all.
I think you'll find it's East Pudlian, Sir Wade. But you should be proud all the same. I'll have to pull my weight. Speaking of which, I ought to be getting back.
Can we continue to count on your support, Martha?
Of course. Us Rosarians.
Indeed we have.
And Clive, come by the Golden Stables when you get the chance. I ain't paid you for delivering them seeds yet.
All right.
Lord Rossfield, clearing the goblins from the...
How could I forget?
There's one sight that I shall never forget. Since that day, there have been more than a few times when I felt when the odds seemed so stacked in the enemy's favor. But every time, I would think back to the look in your eyes that day and remember what it means to be a shield. Know that whatever trials Eastpool may face, I shall never...
So wait. You have always been a true shield. I know that Eastpool, and indeed all of...
Thank you, my lord. I know the rest of the world will be safe in...
I'll do my best.
The hero? It's lucky. Not only did my...
I just did what I could.
And it's only... Take it, before I change my mind.
Não me pede nada que eu vou pra missão principal.
It was your idea.
I know that, though I suppose the
Pede
rest...
mais nada.
You know, bearers living free like that. Loath as I am to...
I take it.
Well, if you really want to know, I started doing what I do. In fact... He showed up at the stables one day, asking questions about who'd been
A impressão que passa que essas últimas missões, que o jogo tá querendo fazer? Fazer você conhecer um pouco mais das relações de cada personagem, né? É isso que aí o jogo passa a impressão. Você tá querendo contar um pouco mais a história dos outros personagens, né? Você ficar mais... É interessante, né? É bom. É bom. De vez em quando jogar com calma assim é bom. Não sei se quem assiste aqui vai achar legal e entediante, né?
But my bearers were still dying as slaves. Right under my skin it did. Told him if he didn't like it, he could bugger off and report me to the garrison. And do you know what he did? He smiled. And then I did the same. We made a pact that day, that when...
And you were?
Well, we both wanted the same, just like your dad. Do you know, he certainly didn't lack for ambition, that one.
Indeed, but the loftier one's ambitions, the harder they are to achieve, which is why those of us who follow in their footsteps need to finish what people like Sid and...
Suppose you're right, aye. And if we don't manage it, there's always them who come out. Good thing we've got a few half-decent sorts waiting in the wings, eh? It's almost enough to give you a little bit of hope. Anyway, enough nattering. Better get back to work. At least the folks who...
That sounds like a wonderful...
A princípio eu teria missão aqui, né? Mas eu tô partindo pra cá por hora pra dar um gás. Já essas missões cansaram um pouquinho. Depois se tiver outra oportunidade eu volto ali. Quero ver se eu pego as DLCs do jogo também, tem 2 DLCs pra pegar.
While you're at it... Clive, if you see me dad up there, tell him we were right to leave his legacy with you.
Tell him he'll be in the front row. There's no way he'd miss this. Well, behave yourself, mid.
We'll see.
So, you're in charge now, Gav.
And what does Taya have to say about that? Come back before she finds out, eh?
Thank you, Yote. I'm sorry.
Your Grace, I shall pray for your safe return.
That's kind of you. But you should pray he took his medicine. I didn't spend all night grinding herbs for his lordship to leave them on his nightstand. Again.
You needn't fear, Lady Taya. And thank you.
See that your brother comes back in one piece. Or, at most, two. Any more and you can heal him yourself.
I'll keep that in mind.
Well, there's nothing to say that hasn't already been said. But that's never stopped me before, so just you do what needs doing. And don't worry about us.
We'll do our best, Uncle.
That we will. If that is all?
Not quite. Jill.
It's time, isn't it?
It is. Take care of him.
Ah, pá, o Togo não vai com ele, não?
You take care of her too, boy.
Parecendo despedida, tá tenso, hein? Bom. Garoto bom, garoto.
Don't forget, Clive. We all choose our own path. Believe in yours. I do.
I'll be back. I promise. I love you, Jill.
I know. I love you too.
Não sei quanto a vocês, vai cair um cisco no meu olho aqui, me emocionei nessa hora.
Now, we have a god to kill.
Clive!
Eu sei que cada jogador tem o seu gráfico, tem o seu jogo favorito e vai dizer, e automaticamente por favoritar aquele jogo, vai ser tendencioso no elogio que vai tecer sobre o jogo. Mas cara, é muito satisfatório o gráfico desse jogo pra mim. Muito. Muito agradável.
Here they come. Hold on, Joshua.
Already am.
Make us a way in.
So, this is Origin.
A far cry from heaven.
Where it all began. Where it all begins. Our ark. Your architect.
There you are.
It was here that we slumbered. Here that we waited for centuries, clinging to our decrepit shell.
Cara, eu acho magnífica a voz desse personagem. A forma como foi ser feito, que é feito assim. Acho magnífica.
And now we shall be truly complete.
Well, there's 3 of us and 1 of him. Let's make it count.
We will show you what it means to suffer.
Deixar bem claro que até agora quem tá ganhando é o vilão, né? Estamos apanhando aqui.
Move aside, Phoenix.
Eu não sei não, a desvantagem está muito grande. Os pontos de ataque ali tá bem mais alto do inimigo, né? Os caras montaram na Genkidama ali, parceiro. Vai tacar em cima. Eu esqueci de apertar o botão. Dando mole aqui. Vamos que vamos. Esse ataque pelo menos vai fazer uma cosquinha nesse inimigo, cara. Desastre triplo. Adorei o nome do golpe. Ah, a gente impediu a manifestação dele, ok. Quer dizer que a gente feriu ele. Vamos que vamos.
Had you only surrendered, this unpleasantness could have been avoided.
Clive! Clive! No. Thank the Founder. Did I mention you look terrible?
That makes two of us.
Oh, I'll be alright.
And Dion. Take my hand.
I told you, I'll be...
Come on.
Thank you.
Press on.
Always.
E o Ultima? Mostrão. Não tá vendo eles irem em direção ao núcleo, não? Vai deixar tudo acontecer assim dessa forma?
I'm sorry about Dion.
Don't be. Please. He did what he had to do.
And it's time we did the same.
A câmera não deixa de dar um 360 com direcional, não. Ele obriga você a ir nesse percurso, nesse ângulo de visão, nesse campo de visão.
Should we stop?
Because of the cough. No, I think we're past that, Clive.
I suppose we are.
That light, so cold. So empty. We're close, aren't we?
It seems that way. But I don't want to think what could be waiting for us in there.
Then think instead of those waiting for us at home. Clive.
They can't be.
But they are. This is the Nexus. A wellspring of life. Yours and ours. As we watch the world stumble slowly to its dark end, it was here we pledged a new beginning. And now, with the ether we have harvested, I shall raise my kin from their eternal slumber. That together we may usher in a new age of reason.
This was never about creation, only self-preservation. You condemned an entire world so that you alone might escape death.
Alone. Him. Alone. Clive, I think I understand. He...
They sacrificed their flesh to become beating hearts of crystal that pumped the land's lifeblood from the depths of the earth unto this very chamber. And thus would they labor still, long after their work was done, had you not set them free.
You meant for us to destroy the mother crystals. It's what you wanted all along.
You have our gratitude, Mythos. In this you have served us well. You have both served us well. Welcome home, brother.
Joshua. I thought it was me, but it wasn't my grasp that grew weaker. It was theirs that grew stronger.
Esgalho no meio. Eita.
Joshua!
Assim como um alien sai dentro de uma pessoa, ele saiu.
And now we can become one.
Clive. Don't speak. Shh. The one possessed of the destructive flames of Ifrit and the healing flames of the Phoenix. This, I once believed, would be Ultima's true form. But I was wrong. I see it now. Why you will never become Ultima's vessel. I don't care. Just hold on. Listen to me, Clive. You remember the murals? People once knew that Ultima was their god. That he created them. And they worshipped him, prayed to him, looked to him for guidance. In vain. In vain. For he did not listen, did not acknowledge our will, and so we strayed from his path to forge one of our own. So absorbed was he in his own desires, so driven by his own will alone, that he shunned the one thing that could have made him truly powerful. Faith. The same faith people now place in you. Faith that you will fulfill their dream, Sid's dream, of creating a better world for us. Faith that you will follow in Father's footsteps and save those who need saving most. Faith that you will answer Jill's plea to save yourself. The difference is, Clive, that you chose to listen, and that is what has steeled our bonds. Bonds that helped you stand firm when Ultima's pull was at its strongest. His power may be absolute, but so is ours. And so will yours be. With my light in your heart, not even a god might stop us.
Joshua! Don't do it, you'll...
Enough, Clive. My body is too far gone. If the wound does not take me, the curse will.
Look at me, Joshua. Open your eyes! Open your eyes, Damien! Why? Why did you do this? Joshua! Joshua!
And thus does the final piece fall into place. The incantation primed, but one task remains. To empty the vessel.
Agora com som, né? Agora posso falar direito. Pessoal, eu vou ter que cortar aqui e salvar aqui. Legal, porque eu tenho fisioterapia. Legal, até eu conseguir recuperar o movimento do meu braço esquerdo por completo. A abertura aqui não acontece mais igual que acontece. Eu não consigo levantar esse braço. Por causa do acidente, né? Até terminar a consolidação da estrutura, né? Que foi colocada... o titânio, né? Que foi colocado aqui dentro, né? Tá indo bem, o médico falou que tá indo bem. Tudo funciona direitinho, mas eu vou ter que sentir dor essa semana e nas próximas que eu vou ter que forçar mais o braço. Então eu vou ter que parar agora. 4 horas tenho sessão. 10h30 agora nesse momento. Bom, vou tentar pausar aqui agora. É isso aí. Um grande abraço pra vocês. Deixa o joinha, por favor. Ajuda muito o crescimento do nosso Natal. Do nosso Natal foi do nosso canal. Tá bom? Ajuda muito. Segue, hypa, por favor. Deixa rodando o vídeo em segundo plano. Eu gosto de registrar esse vídeo de jogos com qualidade bacana, né? E com uma qualidade como essa é difícil de ver na internet. Captura com qualidade dessa. Mas Eu acredito que essa próxima luta vai ser uma luta bem interessante, que vai ficar muito bom, vale muito a pena o registro dela. Eu vou ver se eu consigo bastante tempo para poder completar essa gameplay, porque final de Final Fantasy não costuma ser curtinho não, costuma ser bem longo os finais. Mas já estamos na reta final já. Acho que mais um ou dois vídeos a gente finaliza esse jogo. Um abraço pra você e até a próxima.